You are looking live at downtown Burlington, Vermont at 3:55 on what's about to be a nasty winter weather wonderland here in the Queen City, the largest city in Vermont, where the National Weather Service now says we are about to get 16 inches of snow between now and 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So what better way to pass the next at least hour and a half or so than to play a basketball game, right? Right? I think so. My name is Ron Juckett, and this is the second half as I switch screens here. Come on. Come on. Why aren't we switching screens? There we go. Welcome to the second half of our doubleheader between today. This one features the Duke Blue Devils and the North Carolina Tar Heels from the 1980s. In our first game today, the 1970s UCLA Bruins pounded Michigan State from the same decade, 79-62. Not one for the archives, for sure. It was a big day for Marquise Johnson and Bill Walton, and not for Magic Johnson. I hope that we have a better game for you this afternoon as Retro Sports Network presents College Basketball Saturday from Carmichael Arena from the University of North Carolina. It's the Duke Blue Devils and the North Carolina Tar Heels. And I don't think North Carolina is favored by 16. So as we go inside of the arena, we'll keep an eye on the snowstorm for you. It's so pretty. All right, so this should be a good one for you. We have, well, there's no really huge names. Well, yeah, there's Danny Ferry for Duke and Mike Jaminski and Quinn Snyder and Johnny Dawkins and who's Banks? And Gene Banks. So there's some very good players for Duke. You see Tommy Amaker on the bench and Mark Allery. This is a coaching menagerie for Duke on the floor. But for North Carolina, oh my God. Let's see. Kenny Smith, Michael Jordan. I'm not sure who Wood is. But there's Matt Dougherty's on the bench. Sam Perkins starts over James Worthy. Are you kidding me? And Brad Dougherty is their center. So, yeah, I mean, this is a who's who in college basketball royalty. Oh, did we mention the coaches? Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski for Duke? Yeah, but this is exactly what the sport's all about. And so, if you're new to this replay, and I know many of you are, it's a kind of a hodgepodge of rules from different eras. This is a 5-decade league. There are, I believe, 15 schools from each decade or 16 schools for it's an odd number. But they're all in the same basic league. Someone, Zep317, and a friend of his collaborated on this. It's on sportsreplays.net. And so I created, a whole bunch of rules. There's a shot clock here. We're playing with a 3-point shot. What's the other ones? And we jump on at each half. So it's kind of a mishmash of college basketball's rules, and boy, this North Carolina team should win. My God. I mean, James Worthy is on the bench. Let's put it that way. All right. So strap yourself in. This should be a good one here. So Dougherty and Jaminski will jump it. Duke is going to go from right to left. They're in the dark blue with white trim, white letters and numbers. Carolina in white with the sky blue numbers and a dark blue trim. And it's Dean Smith and Mike Krzyzewski coaching, and the Blue Devils have won the tip. And we're underway. Danny Ferry from outside. He's on the near side. And he'll penetrate in the paint, in the baseline, and over to Dawkins, who throws it away. And that's how this one starts. Carolina, Kenny Smith, Michael Jordan in the backcourt, Wood and Perkins. It's Alex Wood and Sam Perkins in the front court with Brad Dougherty at center. And come on. So Kenny Smith is open for three, and Dougherty's open inside. They're going to work it into Dougherty in the paint. He's with Jaminski inside. Dougherty off the glass and in. That's how this one starts. 2-0 North Carolina, first minute. Danny Ferry, the power forward from Snyder. They're going to pick and roll. Ferry backs in. Turnaround jumper. No. Rebound Dougherty. Carolina on a 4-on-3. Smith, Jordan, Woods, and Perkins. On the break, Dougherty to Smith to Wood in the paint, lays it up, and Danny Ferry got a hand on it and knocks it out of bounds. And so it's Carolina ball. Two nothing North Carolina, just the start of things, first minute. We appreciate you spending some time with the weather and a lot of other people streaming today. It's a Saturday. ID Jester on his channel is playing Game 2 of the National League Divisional Series between the Reds and the Phillies. And if you're a car racing fan, today is the 24 Hours of Daytona on iRacing, and that stream is in a number of different places. Carolina ball is going to be inbounded in the backcourt behind the basket. And Dougherty has it. Well, back in the paint, Jaminski on him, and Ferry steals it. 2-on-2 for Duke. Here they come. Dawkins to Ferry, and Ferry pushed somebody over, and so it's an offensive foul, and it'll be Carolina ball. They'll inbound from behind the Duke basket, and Kenny Smith will walk it up. Again, Dougherty inside is the plan. Over Jaminski, little runner, no. Battle for the rebound, and Perkins has it. And Perkins is called for an over the top. It's a foul. So, first team foul on North Carolina. A minute and a half in, and it'll be Duke basketball. Choppy start to this one, but you would expect that. Going to work this inside to Jaminski. That's the plan. Snyder to Ferry inside, over to Jaminski, no runner, and that's good. So Ferry on one side of the key, passed it over to Jaminski with the jumper. 2-2 the score. Again, Dougherty inside, Smith to Wood, and Woods is fouled by Gene Banks, and that's the first foul on the Dukies. And so there was a running joke over the years. Who was the only one to keep Michael Jordan under 20 points a game? And, of course, the answer is Dean Smith. But right now, Jordan hasn't worked it open yet. 2-2 the score. Wood inbounds. And Jordan, again, he can't get open. They don't like their options. So Carolina passes it around. Now Jordan has it. He is foul line extended right from 15, and he's going to go on the drive. The tongue wags down the lane, and he pass over to Wood, who tries to three, but Dawkins will foul Wood, and so Wood gets to shoot 3 foul shots. Jordan, with the tongue wagging, made the penetration, then dished it out to Wood, and it caught Duke, and it caught me off guard. So Alex Wood, a senior in 80-81. So he was on the team that lost to Indiana in that final. Averaged 18 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, and then 1.3 assists. Or Al Wood. He's got 3 shots here, 77.6% chance. Wood, the first, goes around and in. 3-2 North Carolina. The second, dips the knees and shoots, and good. So it's 4-2. Tar Heels. Wood will go for the third. And that's good. He hits all three. 5-2, North Carolina. So Quinn Snyder brings it up. He's got Jaminski open on the inside. Guarded by Dougherty. Ferry in the corner. He lost it, and Ferry recovers it and calls time. So Duke seems to be a little bit out of sorts at the start here. Timeout. There's 2 left in the first half. And Duke will inbound. 28 seconds on the 45. Banks inbounds it. Again, Jaminski inside is the call. Snyder. Pick and roll with Jaminski. Jaminski has a little roll, and Jordan gets the block. Wood gets the rebound. Nice play by Jordan. Carolina will walk it up. Kenny Smith, top of the three-point arc. He's hurt, and he's leaving the game. So Jeff Lebo comes in to play the point. And so, come on. Woods will inbound it right in front of me. The only one that's not open is Jordan. They're going to go inside to Perkins, the big power forward. Lays it up, off the glass. No. Dawkins with the rebound. Danny Ferry, the other big forward, now has it. Lays it up off the glass. No. Perkins with the defense. Jordan has it. Carolina's going to run. Jordan to Lebo for 3. Yes! So Jordan ran it, crossed the halfway point. Lebo from the top of the three-point line by the circle just stopped, popped, and dropped, and it's 8-2. Danny Ferry inside. Carolina. Oh, now Mike Jaminski's hurt. He says he's fine. They're going to work it inside to him again. Jaminski over to Banks, and Wood will tie him up for a jump ball. Now, we don't play with a possession arrow. Those 60 teams didn't do it. And I don't think even the 70s teams did that. So Wood and Banks will jump it by the Duke basket. No changes. 16:49 to go first half. Wood controls the jump for Carolina. Fresh clock. Again, they're going to work Perkins on the left side of the hoop. Lebo. To Perkins. One-hander. Yep. Pick and roll work. 10-2 Carolina. Duke will pass it around. Now Johnny Dawkins is out there in three-point lane. Foul line extended right. He's going to drive and lays it off the glass. He hits the floor, and it's good. There's no foul. Krzyzewski just shakes his head, but Duke at least got a basket. And it's 10-4 North Carolina. Dougherty on the right near side, on the wing. Lays it off the window, and good. That's 4 for Brad. 12-4 North Carolina. This time they're going to go to Gene Banks. Foul line extended left from Dawkins to Snyder. To Banks inside. He drives, and he gets an offensive foul called on him, and that's number 2. We got a timeout on the floor. 15:32 left first half. What a start for North Carolina. They lead Duke 12-4. And so David Henderson comes in for Gene Banks. Henderson was a senior on that team that lost to Louisville in the final. They played that one in Dallas. Henderson averaging 14.2 a game, almost 5 rebounds, and is a good shot, 50% from the floor. So with Carolina, Wood stands right in front of me to inbound it on the near side. And he finds someone to inbound to. And again, they're going to go into Perkins. Low post, little bumper. No, Henderson gets the rebound. And it's Duke basketball. They're going to go Danny Ferry outside. Ferry, right by the hoop. Tacks it. Ferry shoots. It's knocked to the floor. No call. No good. Rebound loose. Sam Perkins has it. Dougherty made contact, and they're just not calling anything. They're going to work Perkins. Foul line extended left. Jordan to Perkins down low. In trouble. And Snyder with the steal. So Duke getting some pressure in. And they all pass it around. Now Johnny Dawkins from outside. He stands foul line extended right about 17 feet. He's going to try to drive on Jordan. He drives inside. He goes into Wood, lays it up, misses, but Wood commits the foul, doesn't like it, and Dawkins will shoot two. Johnny Dawkins, an 83% free throw shooter. Duke trailing 12-4. Hits the first. Kenny Smith goes back to the scorer's table. And comes in. So Dawkins tries the second, dips the knees, flicks the wrists, and hits them both. 12-6 North Carolina, 14-14 first half. Kenny Smith will walk it across the line. And he's going to call his own number from the top of the key. Oh, inside to Dougherty, back out to Smith, and Snyder slaps it loose. They're going to try Dawkins outside. Duke basketball. Ferry to Dawkins for the jumper. Nope, Kenny Smith with the steal. And they're going to set it up. Jordan, foul line extended right. From 15, going to drive it on Johnny Dawkins, and it's knocked out of bounds. Carolina ball, 33 on the clock. 12-6 North Carolina. Alex Wood says hi as he mounts right in front of our table. Again, they're going to go with Kenny Smith on the outside shot. Wood in the corner over to Smith. He drives baseline over into Perkins, and Perkins hits it off the glass and in. So unlike the last game when Magic Johnson improvised too much and caused chaos, Kenny Smith has done a good job when he's had the ball and open shots. He finds Perkins instead. And it's 14-6 Carolina early. Duke is having a hard time finding scores. Jaminski inside against Dougherty. Shoots. No. Jaminski gets his own rebound. Tries to tip it in himself, and it's in. All net. 14-8. Kenny Smith walks it across, looks over to Dean. Dean says take the three. Kenny will try it anyway. Beyond the arc, a long NBA three. No. Rebound Jordan. And Jordan, that's his second, tosses it back out. They're going to feed Dougherty inside. Henderson is hurt for Duke. And he's leaving the game, and so Banks is back in with two fouls. I don't want to, no. Kenny Denard. Come on. They're not making... And Kenny was also a senior on an 80-81 team. 10.6 a game, 7 rebounds as a forward. And so again, Carolina inbounds by my table. And Wood will inbound it. And eventually the pass is going to go over to Wood on the far side of the court for a jumper. Smith to Wood around the screen. No good on the open jumper, but Denardi just came in, commits the foul. And that's a two-shot foul for Al Wood, who's got 3 points and a rebound early going. So the Wood with the first, off the side of the rim. That's the first missed free throw for Carolina. They're 5 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 4 on the line. No changes for either side. And the second one from Wood is good. So it's 15-8, Carolina by 7. 12-18 first half. Duke trying to find some rhythm. They're going to try inside to Danny Ferry by the left side of the basket. Dawkins. Dougherty punched it right to Ferry, but Wood with the steal, and Carolina's got numbers. Dougherty to Wood, lays it in. So Dougherty with the bounce pass to Al Wood, and Wood's got 6. So the backcourt hasn't scored for Carolina, but the front court has 14 of North Carolina 17. Danny Ferry is going to try to back out for a 3. Dawkins shoots a jumper himself and gets to the basket. Ferry called for it, and Dawkins said, I'm just taking the 15-footer. 17-10. Carolina. Now Wood wants the ball. Ferry reaches in, that's his second. And Duke goes to the bench again. Vince Taylor. He'll make some other subs. Tommy Amaker and Kevin Strickland with Mark Allery. For Duke, Carolina. We'll bring in Steve Hale for Mr. Jordan. Matt Dougherty goes in for Al Wood. How good of a team do you have to have that James Worthy is not even the second choice? It's not even the first choice off the bench for power forward. And Warren Martin comes in for Dougherty. So Smith, the starting point guard. Hale, Dougherty, Worthy, and Martin for North Carolina. Amaker, Strickland, Denard, Taylor, and Mark Allery for Duke. And so Dougherty inbounds it right by me. And Kenny Smith wants a three. 17-10 Worthy. Over to Smith at the top of the key. No. Amaker with a good defense. Denard starts a fast break. 4-on-4. Carolina's back. Pass to Strickland, and Smith fouls Strickland. A smart foul. That's the third from Carolina as a team. And Duke will inbound it with 10:50 to go in the first half. They trail 17-10. No change. Just Denard inbounds. They're going to go Strickland on a three. Strickland stands on the far side and waits for the ball. Strickland around the screen. Long three. Yes! And it's a 4-point game, 17-13. That was from about 20 feet. Had a good look, and it just went right through the wickets. They're going to work Martin inside. Martin off the glass. No. Rebounded by Denard. Taylor inside as Duke rushes it up in the low post. Little rainbow. Yes. And now the lead is 2. 17-15. Halfway home here in the first half. They're going to try to find Hale outside right. Steve defended. Jumper. Yes. So Strickland with the defense, but he worked over the hand in the face to make it 19-15. Strickland wants that outside shot again from the left wing, and he's forced to call time as Carolina was all over him like a blanket. So 9:24. Hi, OG, how are you? 19-15 North Carolina here in the first half. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Oh, Bubba. Of course you're worthy. How are you? And this is what you're seeing outside. It's a live shot of downtown Burlington as we get ready for our 16 inches of fun to come tonight. Look, you can take a dog. I wonder if I get a copyright strike for that. The dog taking a whiz on the road sign. I'll tell you what, they haven't done any real road work there in about 4 months. Why those signs are still up, I don't know. All right, back to basketball. Did the Orange win today? I'm glad that the OG's did. Devin's doing well. Who did Tennessee beat? So Denard will inbound, and Hale stole the inbound pass. What a play by Steve Hale. And Carolina walks it across. Dougherty, well, he stole it, but somehow, that shouldn't be the case. Ball inbounded. And Kenny Smith wants another three. Top of the key. Hale, mid-range jumper instead, and he hit it. David Henderson's ready to return for Duke. And so lots of improv, but at least for Carolina, it's working. 21-15, 9:07 to go. Tommy Amaker sits on top the free throw line. Jumper, no. But Martin got him on the hand, and Amaker goes to the line for two. So Carolina led by as much as 9 at one point. Now the lead is 6. And Amaker, if you don't remember him, played for Duke in the mid-80s. This was from his senior year, so 87. Averaged 12.3, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And is now a coach, I believe, at Harvard. We'll try for 2 shots, and the first one is off the rim, no good. Carolina sticks with its bench for the moment. Amaker, the second one is up, and that's no good. The rebound Worthy. And they're going to go to Martin inside the center. Off the glass, little runner. Yes, sir. And Allery will foul him. So it's an old-fashioned 3 attempt. So give Martin 2. It's 23-15, and he goes to the line. Duke brings in its starters, except David Henderson and Taylor, because Gene Banks and Danny Ferry have 2 fouls apiece. So Martin, a 68% free throw shooter, hit the first, and it wiggles around the second, and Henderson gets the rebound for Duke. 8:25, Duke going from right to left. Taylor. Outside is the call. Snyder. Taylor on the baseline, cut off by Martin, misses the jumper. Martin gets the rebound, and Carolina walks it across. They're going to go to Dougherty outside. Foul line extended left. 15-footer is good, and he's on the board. It's a 10-point lead for the Tar Heels, 25-15. Duke will work it low to Jaminski inside. Snyder to Henderson, right wing. Lobs to Jaminski. Hook, yes! And that ends an 8-0 run for Carolina. 25-17, 7:34 first half. They're going to go inside to Worthy. Backs in on Taylor. 10-footer. We're not worthy. We're not worthy, they chant. That's a yes basket, and it's 27-17. Johnny Dawkins outside. Snyder to Dawkins. Open jumper on the perimeter. No, but he's fouled by Hale, and that's 5. So Dawkins will shoot 2. Great. They came back to beat Alabama. Oh, and Duke loses to Syracuse and plays number 4 Virginia tonight. Okay, and number 2 Michigan lost to unranked Wisconsin. So Tennessee should be the number 1 team in the country come Monday morning. That's awesome. Congrats, Di. Johnny Dawkins will shoot 2. And the first one is up. And good. So it's now 27-18. Carolina will bring in their starters. And Jeff Lebo to play the point because Kenny Smith needs a rest. So it's Lebo and Jordan in the backcourt. Al Wood, Sam Perkins, the forwards, and Brad Dougherty, the center. So everyone that doesn't have 2 fouls and starting is on the floor. Dawkins' second shot is up and good. So he has 8, 27-19. The lead is 8. 7 to go, first half. And we got a timeout on the floor. Let's take a look at that pretty winner scene again. This is College Basketball Saturday on Retro Sports Network. The score, North Carolina 27, Duke 19. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All right, got my sip of coffee in. So it's Lebo. Jordan doesn't have a point. We weren't kidding when we said that Dean Smith held Michael Jordan under 20 points. He's the only player outside of Kenny Smith not to have a point for Carolina that's played. So Wood inbounds the ball on the near side. And they'll pass it around. They don't like their shot options. Al Wood. Outside, he is foul line extended right. On the far side, Taylor guarding. He drives to the hoop. He hits Henderson. The shot is no good, but he's fouled by Henderson, and that's a two-shot foul. So Wood has already hit foul shots. He's got 6 points and a rebound. So far this afternoon, the first one is up, and it won't stay down. So I believe that's the second one he's missed. And so the second shot is on the way from Wood. Wrist sprint. And that one, he missed them both. Juminski gets the rebound. That's a huge break for Duke. They're going to work it inside to Juminski. That's the plan. Post up on Dowery. Jumper, yes. And that's 8 for Mike. And if you ever watch the NCAA tournament, he's always on as an analyst during the games, and I bet he would tell you in voluminous detail about this and his great games with coming off the bench for the Philadelphia 76ers or the New Jersey Nets. They're going to work it to inside to Dougherty. Penetrates inside. The ball is loose. Brad has it over to Taylor. No, off the rim. But Taylor commits the foul. That's his first. Good defense by Taylor, but he got too aggressive, and Dougherty will shoot the bonus. Well, that's not two fouls for anybody. But Carolina with 6:06 will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Dougherty, the front end, no, rebound Henderson. And the rebound turns him a shot. Snyder over to Dawkins. Henderson on the baseline, and Wood will foul him. So that's 2 on Wood. He's Carolina's leading scorer. Wow, J.R. Reed is even going to make it. And you got to have James Worthy on the floor. So, I mean, you got right now, you have 3 legitimate Hall of Famers on the floor for Carolina. Jordan, Worthy, and Perkins. And Worthy even has 2 points. So 5:41 first half. 27-21 Carolina. Henderson inbounds it for Duke. And again, 20 on the shot clock. Juminski inside, off the glass and in. He's got double digits. He's been Duke's man. Jordan on the right foul line, extended right. Backs up. He's going to try a 3. Lebo to Dougherty. There's a whistle. And Snyder gets called for a reach-in. As Jordan was trying to cut back to get in position for a 3. And so now Jordan goes to the line for a 1-and-1. First foul on Snyder. This is from his last year at Carolina, the 83-84 squad. He averaged 19.6 a game, 55% from the field, 78% from the line. In Carolina's first game, he had 8 against Louisville, 4 for 8 from the field. So front end of the 1-and-1 for Jordan. First one is up, and that's no good. Snyder with the rebound, and so Carolina is now 4 of 10 from the line. Taylor will back it in. Perkins is guarding him. Going to go towards the basket from the near side. No, it's Juminski instead. Worthy with the block. Dougherty with the rebound. And it's 3-on-1. Lebo, Dougherty, and Perkins. On poor Quinn Snyder. Dougherty takes to Perkins. Lays it off the glass and in. That's 6 for Sam. 29-23. Carolina. Quinn Snyder, the point guard. Top of the key. Jumper. Yes, he's finally on the board. 29-25. Only a 4-point game. Duke has come back nicely. Dougherty inside from Lebo. Pick and roll. And that's off the glass and good. So 31-25. Carolina shooting 65% off the floor. They're going to go Taylor, who works it towards the center of the court. Scooper shot from Dawkins instead. So Dawkins saw an opening, drove to the basket, hit a little scooper, and he's got 10, 31-27. They're not doing what I'm calling. Carolina passes it around. Perkins outside from the baseline from 15. Taylor knocks it away and steals. Duke 3-on-1 break. Jaminski to Snyder down the lane off the glass. No! But Jeff Lebo got back there for the foul. And it's a 2-shot foul. They say it's a shooting foul. Dean Smith doesn't agree. But all for naught. Now, Snyder, wow. Really a 54% free throw shooter? As a point guard? First one, yes, it's in there for a point. That's his third, and it's now a 3-point game. 31-28. And Kenny Smith comes back on the floor for Lebo. Second shot for Snyder. Off the rim, rebound Worthy. That's his second. And Carolina will pass. Jordan. Foul line extended right. 15 feet. He's going to drive it to the hole, and Dawkins tips and steals it. Not a fast break. Taylor inside. Short little whip. Yep. 31-30. It's a 1-point game. Duke has cut this 10-point lead down to 1. 3:18 to go. They're going to work it inside to Worthy. Foul line extended left. Unloads. Yes. So Worthy has 4. 33-30, Carolina. They're going to work it inside to Taylor again. Posts up over Smith, and he got a great look. And it's a 1-point game, 33-32. Kenny Smith, top the 3-point line. Over to Worthy, and that's a terrible pass and out of play. And so with 2:28 to go, timeout on the floor. North Carolina 33, Duke 32. And Sam the Big Smooth Perkins is the reason why I'm a North Carolina fan. And I'll tell you that story. You're not going to have to wait to chat with Al for that. I'll tell you that at the half in 2:28. So Duke ball. Henderson inbounds for the Blue Devils. Taylor inside. He's been working that pennant screen and roll. Swings it inside. A runner, yes. And Duke takes their first lead of the game, 34-33. Taylor working that near side, running it into center, has been having luck, just hitting the glass and in the basket. He's got 8 off the bench for Duke. Perkins the other way. Same play over Taylor. Backs in, unloads, and he's fouled by Snyder. So he makes the basket to make it 35-34, and now he's going to the line for 1. And Snyder's coming off for Amaker. Mark Allery comes in for Taylor because Taylor is starting to tire. And Chip Engeland, new name to me, will come in. No, he's going to stay out. Henderson will stay out. So 1 shot for Perkins, 82% from the floor. 35-34 North Carolina. Perkins hits, he's got 9, and it's 36-34. 1 possession game. Dawkins wants it for the 3. He's going to get it. Dawkins to Henderson, and Jordan with the steal. Transition basketball for Carolina, 3-on-3. Doherty in the lane to the basket. Off the glass and in, 38-34. So although Jordan doesn't have any points, he's creating havoc and certainly helping on the offense. Inside to Jaminski. Kenny Smith working him. Dawkins with a lob inside to Jaminski, and it's Slam Jam City. 5 Slamma Jamma. And it's 38-36. Kenny Smith wants to take a 3. I don't know even if he's taken one yet. Long 3. No. Worthy tip. No. Allery gets it. For the Blue Devils. 2-on-2. Amaker and Henderson back. To Amaker. Over to Dawkins. And he throws it away. 1 too many passes. And we're down to 48 seconds. In the first half. 38-36. This has been a first half of what you expected. Just two teams battling it out. So Jordan's going to take one from outside. Smith to Jordan from the corner. Back over to Smith. Jordan, 15, no. Perkins, rebound. Tries to tip it in, and from 8 feet, yes, he's got 11, and it's 40-36. So Jordan's also cold from the floor, but North Carolina has the firepower to survive that. Now Allery's going to run that pick and roll in the low post. He jumps one up. No! Banked it off the glass, and no. Perkins with the rebound is third. This is going to be Jordan at the buzzer. 7 seconds left. Smith to Jordan outside, and he calls time. But it won't matter. And so at the end of the first half, it's North Carolina 40, Duke 36. So we'll let you take a look at the box for a moment. Jordan's only had one shot. Sam Perkins has 11 for Carolina. 5 of 7 on the floor. And how about Johnny Dawkins? 3 of 3 from the field. And 4 of 4 from the line. With 2 steals and an assist. And Jaminski's been working that low post quite well. 6 of 9 with 2 rebounds, 12 points. And so that is the half. Hey, Ron, is there a team specific to the college? I think there are, but they're the modern design. And so I just think they're rather loud, personally. I did put in the correct pictures for the 82 season, though. So no more immersion breaking there. Unless it's a field that I can't find a good picture of. I don't even think there are generic college floors, which I would take. Trust me, it looks. I'd rather have something that looks a little better than what we have here. But I don't think they've been made. And, you know, if you want that loud organ floor, you certainly can. I mean, I do try to request things. All right. So, from snowy Burlington, Vermont, people still out shopping. It's not snowing hard enough to really catch it in the camera, is it? But it's definitely snowing. The roads are covered. And as if you didn't catch us at the start, we're expecting now 14 inches here in Burlington between now and 4 o'clock. Tomorrow afternoon, and people are, it's cold. What are you doing without a hat on? I think it got to 4 degrees today up here. Yeah, thanks. There's a webcam here. I knew it was going to snow. So, all right, I'm going to go back to me. I'm sorry. Oh, there's some girl taking pictures. So, yeah, this is where I live. Not precisely in this location, but it's a couple blocks away. And I love that CVS. That's just so handy to have. Okay. So 1 half in the books. Let me get set up for... Alright, so now I know I'm on the camera. Alright, so 1 half in the books, 40-36 North Carolina. This looks to be a much better game than the first one. And they're doubleheaders today. And since our football replay is over, we'll be doing baseball 3 days a week. Tuesday and Thursdays at lunch and Wednesday night in prime time from 1982. And thanks to Brad and Ralphie Boy, I did find a specific folder of 82 pictures. And so if George Hendrick is in an Indians uniform and what's on there now, that's not my fault. But thanks to PC Baseball, I don't think that's been updated for a long time. But they do have picture packages broken out by years. And so that's what we're going to use for that. But I want to know what you want to see on the channel. Now that the football season is over, it doesn't mean that I won't play football. And that HockeyTournaments.com won't be the sponsor of it. But what do you want to see on the channel? Do you like basketball? Do you want to see more basketball? We've got a ton of NBA seasons. I tried hockey and took it off because no one wanted to watch. Was I hasty with that? Let me know what you want to see. We can pretty much do any sport your heart desires. Probably not wrestling, because I don't think there's a computer wrestling game that would do that. Um, and sumo wrestling is really not my thing anyway. I do like rice. So let me know what you want to see. Baseball's going to be the primary focus, along with some cards and dice stuff, and I'm sure we'll do some other football stuff and that. But the world's your oyster. You tell me what you want to see, and we'll see what to do. There was some suggestion of some more boxing, and I enjoyed the fight that I did. All right, so that's what. So let me know in the comments below. We can do pretty much anything for college basketball. If you actually want to see a season or a conference, there's some good homebrews there. If that would be easier to follow than this kind of hodgepodge of all-star teams. But like I said, whatever you want is fine. So, all right, second half coming up here in North Carolina, and Duke is on a snowy afternoon here in Burlington, Vermont. Duke has had the lead once. They were down by 10, and they came back to take the lead before Carolina brought it back out. No one is really in foul trouble. And I don't know why people are tired. Wow, it's the first time I've seen people tired to start a half. Well, it's screwed up. Oh, because of the play. Toss, and Doherty has it. Okay, everyone's at 100%. I'll look at the comments in the section. The game screwed up. So Carolina wins the tap to start the second half. Kenny Smith has it, and he's going to shoot from the top of the key. Smith drives, and Ferry with a steal. Duke on a fast break, 3-on-1. Jaminski to Ferry, lays it off the glass, and that's his first basket of the game. Ferry played 9 minutes, but got into foul trouble early. So Snyder, Banks, and Ferry start the second half with 2 fouls. Only Wood is 2 fouls for Carolina. So 40-38. Smith will pass it around. Jordan. Foul line, extended right. He's going to drive. Drives inside, and Jaminski got him, and it's not a shooting foul. So Jordan still doesn't have a point. Neither does Kenny Smith. Yeah, I did. No video. Oh, yeah, you know what? I sent Al my number. Come on. You should now have video. Yep, okay. I got my ears lowered. My wife did it. She did a good job. I sent Al my number, so if I was to do that again, because I do this with 3 different scenes, he could text me, and I would see it faster. All right, Sports Time Machine. Sports Time Machine is doing the 78 PBA Tour using the original computer version of In the Pocket Bowling. You saw Stratomac Delaware's video on that, right, Mr. Utah? That was awesome. All right, so it'll be Carolina ball. They inbound by me, 40-38, 19-21 second half. And Wood inbounds it. And again, they're going to try to get Jordan some points by hook or by crook. Smith on the wing to Jordan outside. Jordan drives, lays it up. No, but Snyder fouls him. And so Jordan will shoot too. Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? At some point in the near future, Chris and I and ID Jester and Herb Pilgrim are going to restart our Dungeons and Dragons adventures. I believe that's going to be on a Thursday night. So we'll let you know when. I'm looking forward to that. So Jordan on the line for 2. Let's immersion, Ron. Immersion. Jordan at the line for 2. First one is good, and so Jordan finally is on the board. A 77.9% free throw shooter. 41-38 Carolina. Second one is up, and it's good. So he has 2, and it's a 4-point Tar Heel lead. 42-38. Danny Ferry wants a 3 from the near side corner. Snyder to Ferry beyond the arc. Long 3 around the rim and in. So it's a 1-point game. And so That's why there are 3-point shots in this league. So Danny Ferry, where it is short, so I think about 18.5 feet in the corner, just circled the rim and went in. 42-41, UNC. Doherty inside from Smith. Sets it up, Smith down and screen and roll. Doherty off the glass. No, Dawkins with the rebound, and Duke can take the lead. 18:28 to go. Snyder brings it up. He wants Banks inside. Banks, a small forward. Pick and roll in the post. Little runner, yes. And so Duke leads again, 43-42. Duke shooting almost 70% from the floor. Carolina was never a great defensive team, but they can score with anybody. Sam Perkins inside. Smith to Jordan, over to cross-court. Smith, Perkins in the middle. Pump fake, little runner, no. But Jaminski fouls him. That was kind of an odd call. They passed it around and finally went into Perkins inside, and Perkins actually draws the foul. So it's a 2-shot foul. Second on Jaminski. Snyder is 3. I probably should pull Snyder. Perkins, an 80% free throw shooter, and rims around and goes in. So we're tied at 43. With 3 fouls, Amaker comes in for Snyder. 82% free throw shooter is Perkins. Dips the knees, fires, and good. Hits them both, 44-43. How many NCAA seasons can you get from this game? The game itself doesn't offer that many. You can get, I believe, the last 4 or 5 full seasons, and then going back to the 90s, you can at least get tournament teams or Sweet 16s. Homebrew, there's a ton. But there's actually some 70s seasons that are complete, some 80s conferences that are complete, and tournament teams, I think, going back to the 60s. I have those. This I just thought would be better because it was the best of the versus the best. I suppose I can make a video depending on how much basketball you want to see. So they're homebrew. Sportsreplays.net is your best bet to find the biggest selection of college basketball stuff. Of course, for pro, it's the entire enchilada and the whole ABA too. And sometimes he has those on deep sale too. So Amaker will bring it up. 44-43 Carolina. 17:53 to go in the game. They don't like what they see. They passing around now. Amaker from the top of the key will shoot. The jumper, yes, that's good. Dawkins got the assist. That's his second. And it's 45-44 Duke, just like you would think. Kenny Smith wants to run some clock. Now he's open for a 3. But instead he's going to drive all the way down the lane. And Ferry makes the steal. Duke 3-on-3 in transition. Ferry to Jaminski, and he slams it home. 14 points for Mike. And Duke now leads by 3, 47-44. 17:15 to go. Carolina, they're going to work it inside to Perkins, who's working on Ferry. Smith, and Amaker steals it from Smith before they could even get there. So they're on the break. Amaker, Banks, and Ferry. Ferry to Banks, drives it up, and no! Ferry gets the rebound. Ferry, little number. Yes, 7 points for him, and it's 49-44 Duke. They were down by as many as 11, and now they lead by 5. I have a friend looking for the old games. Used to play the original PC basketball game in the 90s, and had to ask him on the links right now. Okay. Yeah, is he looking? Is he looking for specific college seasons? So Smith backs it into Doherty against Jaminski. Good look off the rim, and he's fouled by Banks. That's his third. So Doherty goes to the line for 2. I love it. We're getting phone calls in from the virtual golf links. Hey Clinton, can you see this for a second before I shoot the free throws? I gotta. Hey Clinton, here's the weather I got right out here. This is This is about a quarter mile away from my house. No one's playing golf in this stuff today. Snowing a little bit harder, too. All right. So Banks will come out. First free when they get the chance. Dowery at the line for 2. Brad has 8 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the first one is good. So he has 9, and the lead is now 49-44. And so David Henderson comes in for Banks with 3 fouls. So Krzyzewski is upset. Some of these fouls are careless. Duke has 1 timeout left to go in the game outside of the TV timeouts. Carolina has 2. Duke has 14 fouls already. Dougherty goes for the second one, and it's good. He hits them both, 49-46. It's coming my... Okay, where are you, my friend? So Dougherty hits them both, 49-46. Amaker tries to find Jaminski inside. In the middle, off the glass, no, but Perkins commits the foul. That's only his second, and Jaminski will try to shoot some free throws. Jaminski, for a big guy, can shoot him. He's an 84.1% free throw shooter. 49-46, Duke first from Jaminski's good. He's got 15 on the game, and the lead now is 4. Second one coming from Jaminski. He's got it. He's got 16, and the lead is 5. 51-46. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're east of me in Maine, and yeah, they're calling now for 14 here in Burlington. Friend played a lot of Cuse. I've got him realizing playing the old stuff brings back great memories. If you go, and I promise I won't break the immersion again for a while, if you go to sportsreplays.net, they're not... You have pretty much any tournament team, I think, from like 68 to 90. With some good ones from the 80s in there. So take a look there to see what you can find. That works for everybody, too. So Kenny Smith will bring it up for Carolina. TV timeout coming. They don't like the setup. They're going to pass it around. Now Smith is going to drive on Amaker. Screen and roll with Dougherty. Smith lays it up, and he finally is on the board. He's got 5 assists, but that's his first basket. 51-48. Danny Ferry outside. From the near side. From the baseline. Ferry. Jumper. No. Rebound Henderson. And Duke will pass it back out. They'll set it back up. Henderson is going to try an outside shot. Foul line extended left. He drives in. Dougherty cuts him off. The jumper is no. Dougherty gets the rebound. Jordan gets credit for the good defense. And Carolina can tie if they try a 3 here. And Kenny Smith is going to do just that. From the top of the line. Long 3. No. Rebound Amaker. And he traveled. Amaker traveled. He got the rebound and moved the foot. And Mike Krzyzewski messes up that black mane of hair of his. And so he got an immediate timeout on the floor. 14:55 to go in the game. Regulation, 51-48 Duke. All right, Clinton says he was wondering who the Cardiac League Meister was. Didn't realize I worked for him. Have friends in Winooski. Okay, I won't read the names out loud. I don't know them, but yeah, I'm in Burlington. And where's the shot, Ron? I'm about... Oh, now it's snowing pretty good. I'm about... From that church there, I'm 2 blocks up. So now that we violated all my privacy. So 51-48 Duke. And Wood will inbound. What's Carolina going to do? They're going to go into Dougherty. Is the call. So Smith, pick and roll with Dougherty. Brad in the low post over Ferry. No, Ferry gets a second rebound. Rebounds 15-12 in favor of the Dukies. The Blue Devils. Amaker in the front court. From the top of the three-point line, he's going to try one. Beyond the arc. No, over to Jaminski. Gets it back. Little blooper. Yes! And so Amaker had the open three, but he caught Jaminski out of the corner of his eye, and Jaminski just went to inside the paint and laid it up and in. 53-48 Duke. Smith again will try the three. To Jordan. Back over to Smith. Over to Wood. They pass it around. Smith from three throws it away. And Dean says, no more threes for you, young man. 53-48 Duke. This time they're going to go Danny Ferry from the left side under the basket. Ferry. No. Jordan gets the rebound and the loose ball foul in the process. So 53-48. Jordan has 3 rebounds, and they're going to take the rebound off the board, right? Yep, just the foul. So 53-48, Duke by 5. And right now, Mike Jaminski's the hot man, Amaker. Into Jaminski in the low post over Dougherty. Yes, off the glass and in. He's got 20. 55-48. Largest lead of the game by Duke. They're going to work it inside to Dougherty. Carolina in low. Off the glass. No. Rebound Jaminski. Duke on the break. They've solved Carolina. Jaminski to Henderson off the glass and in. 57-48. And Duke is up by 9. They have turned a 10-point deficit into a 9-point lead. Alex Wood outside is the call. Foul line extended left. Smith to Wood. Jumper. Yes. He's got 8, and Carolina's cut it to 57-50. Danny Ferry's going to work the corner 3 again, but Dougherty fouls Amaker before we can get anything going. 12:50 to go. 57-50 Duke. Henderson inbounds on the far side. Jaminski, the open man again, inside with a runner. Yes, he's got 22. 59-50. Duke. Dougherty inside. This is the battle of the center. Smith, pick and roll with Dougherty. Little runner. Yes, a fantastic pass. And Kenny Smith has 7 assists. 59-52. This time they're going to try Johnny Dawkins. Foul line extended right for a jumper. Turns the corner, lays it up off the glass and in. He dove in, and you can just drive right on Carolina. Duke is now shooting 68.4% from the field. 61-52. Carolina will pass. Wood will drive from 17. Foul line extended left. Works the baseline. Runs into Ferry. The layup is no good, but Ferry will draw his 3rd foul. And Wood will shoot 2. So Al Wood's first free throw is off the rim. No. Taylor comes in for Ferry. Now 3 Duke starters have 3 fouls. But the benches on this team are all Americans for everybody. So it's not like you're going a difference between Michael Jordan and myself here. See if Wood can hit the second. No, he misses them both. But Dougherty gets skies for the rebound. The putback is good. He's got 14, 61-47. Duke leads. Amaker, top of the circle, calls his own number. On the wing, little runner, yes. He's got 4, 63-54 Duke. Carolina passes it around. Dougherty outside. Bill Pat, nope. They're going to run a play. Dougherty on the baseline. He's got it. He's got 16. Kenny Smith with 8 assists. So right now, it's the Dougherty and Jaminski show here at Carmichael. Amaker from the free throw line over at Taylor. Back to Amaker and Jordan with the steal. Jordan and Dougherty, 2-on-2. Dougherty to Jordan, drives up off the glass. Jaminski got a hand on it. I don't know where he came from. Oh my goodness, Dougherty tries the rebound, shot, backs in, off the rim. Jordan gets the rebound. They'll pass it out. And my buddy who moved to California sent me a picture. Perkins tries to go on Taylor inside. Jumper, no, but Taylor's called for the foul, and Perkins will shoot 2. So 63-56. Clinton Park says, I won't plan on going back to the teddy bear factory in Shelburne. That's awesome. And that wonderful huge museum you have along the river. Yep. Oh, yeah, perfect. This has been an offensive team, but they both were offensive. And, Carolina was never, Brad, a good defensive team. And Duke is just feeding Jaminski inside. Your chances are pretty good at that point. But there's been a lot of rebounds, 16-15. Well, not a lot of rebounds. It's a homebrew, and there's got to be some compromises where you have, every team's an all-star team. Perkins is going to the line for 2. And the first one is good. He's got 14. And so bench time coming now for some players with 10:04 to go. So Bob Bender comes in to play the point. Kevin Strickland, shooting guard. Denard on the small forward. Banks will come in with 3, so Allery can come in and give Jaminski a spell. Carolina will change at the next whistle. Second free throw for Perkins coming up, and he's got it. He's got 15, 63-58 Duke. With 10:04 to go, we got a timeout on the floor with 10:04 left. It's Duke 63, North Carolina 58. Let me put in the people for Carolina. Lebo, Hale, J.R. Reed, O'Corin. O'Corin had a good career with New Jersey. But we're going to play James Worthy instead. All right, real quick. Carolina, this is, the heart of my Carolina rooting experience. And the reason why is not because of Michael Jordan, even though Jordan was exciting and watched. And I remember not the first game he played, but one early on when they were still referring to him on ESPN as Mike. We got ESPN that fall. So from a sophomore, 82, 83. So I learned to watch a lot of college basketball. But Sam Perkins is the reason why I became a North Carolina fan. Sam Perkins is a New York State basketball star. I lived in the southern part of the state. And he played for Shaker High in Latham. And so we got the Albany television stations. And so every night you'd watch the sports, and there were Sam Perkins highlights from his high school days. They would go down and, when they actually would shoot the stuff on film. And the next night at 6, you got to see him, make mincemeat out of Albany, Schenectady, and Troy schools. It was great. And he committed to North Carolina a year before some kid by the name of Jordan did. And that's how I became a North Carolina fan. Go Heels. All right, so 10:04 to go. We've made all the changes we're going to make. J.R. Reed is the first. Remember him? He was on some of those great teams in the late 80s that never won a championship. So Duke will inbound it. They're on the far side. They're going it from right to left. 10:04 to go in regulation. Denard has it stolen by Hale. Hale steals the inbound pass. That's the second time he's done that. Worthy will inbound it. I guess you can't advance it. That doesn't make any sense. And he couldn't find anybody, and so it's Duke ball again. So they'll trade turnovers. Both teams have 11. And they're going to work it inside of Gene Banks. He's going to work from left to right, and he travels. He walked with it. That's the same play that Danny Ferry and Taylor worked to perfection to give Duke the lead. So Lebo walks it up. Hale wants a 3. Dean says no. Hale has the ball. He's going to drive. Foul line extend to right. Drives to the hoop. Denard falls down, and Hale gets it easy. He's got 6, 63-60. Yeah, I bet it's no one there. We've shown the pictures. It's starting to pick up here. There's a good half an inch on the ground. The roads are starting to whiten up. So, Allery inside for Duke. And good look. And J.R. Reed gets the tip. Worthy gets the rebound. So, blocked by Reed. Worthy, 2-on-2 break. Lebo and Hale bring it down. Bender with the steal. Duke will run it the other way on the break. Bender, stolen by Worthy again. 4-on-3 for Carolina. Hale to Reed off the glass. No, but he's fouled by Bender. And that's now puts Duke in the with 7 fouls. Carolina's got the bonus with 8:32 left. It's a shooting foul, so Reed will shoot 2 anyway. And just that little bit, someone was asking about defense. Here we go. Mark Forsberg, how you doing, buddy? Too bad Dean Smith couldn't coach. If Coach K had his teams coach, Coach K would have 10 championships. My God, I mean, you didn't catch the start of the game, but Worthy and Reed are on the freaking bench. You look at the people on the bench right now for Carolina. Jordan, Perkins, Kenny Smith. It's ridiculous what they had in the 80s. J.R. Reed, first shot. Yes, sir. 63-61. He's a 65% free throw shooter. Second one is good. And it's 63-62. It's a 1-point game. Duke led by as many as 9 here in the second half. Carolina had a 10-point lead in the first half. Bender. Banks outside. Duke hasn't scored in 3.5 minutes, and that's on a play. Banks passed it to Bender. And another media timeout on the floor. 7:59 regulation time. Duke 63. Carolina. They would not be in the 80s. This is 80s. They are definitely in the 90s teams. Trust me. We featured them the last time. All right, Dave Gardner, you asked for snow. Oh, it's coming down pretty good now. So that's live. You go to Five Guys and get a burger, not much of a wait. Get your pills at CVS. And so with 8 minutes to go. Who did I play? I did a 90s Duke game, and they're there. Oh, UNLV. Did Duke and UNLV. Oh, my God. Talk about talent. So Carolina will inbound. 8 to go. Worthy. From Martin inside is at the play. Carolina on an 8-0 run. Worthy jumper from Reed. Saw something there and hit it. 64-63. Carolina leads. Allery. Inside is the call. Bender to Allery. Turnaround jumper. He's on the board, and that puts Duke back up 65-64. Most of these games aren't that high scoring, but defense and the ACC are 2 words that you would never mention. Carolina kills some clock. Lebo wants to try the 3 from the top of the arc, and Bender with the steal. Second one for Duke, for Bender. Bender takes it up. Again, pick and roll for Allery inside. Little runner, yes, so it's 67-64. Duke by 3. Lebo's going to try to find Worthy inside. Pick and roll, Worthy. And he's fouled by Banks, and that's 4. And so Gene Banks is going to have to come out. For Vince Taylor, or Vince Taylor. So 1-1 for Worthy. 67-64, 6:20 to go. Front end is no good. Rebound Denard for Duke. Bender wants to find Denard inside. Foul line extended right. Oh, for Allery over to Denard. Good look. No good. Lebo with the rebound from 12 feet. Lebo will walk it up. Under 6 to go. Goes for Hale outside. Foul line extended right. 16 feet from Worthy to Hale. Hale drove, and that's an offensive foul. So 5:49 to go. Carolina goes with their starters. Kenny Smith and Michael Jordan. Al Wood, Sam Perkins, and Brad Dougherty, and no one's in foul trouble. For Duke, Snyder, Dawkins, Ferry, and Jaminski. Snyder and Ferry have 3. Banks will sit as long as he can. He's got 4. Snyder and Ferry have 3. And Ferry's going to take a 3. That's the play. Ferry near side, and he now, oh my goodness, he already commits an offensive foul. He's on the floor for 2 seconds, and he shoves off, and the officiating crew says, Back comes Vince Taylor. Danny Ferry has 4 fouls. So him and Gene Banks are going to watch this one for a moment or two. 5:32. Coming to crunch time. Carolina's got starters on the floor. Kenny Smith is going to play pick and roll with Dougherty. Jaminski guarding. Dougherty shoots. Jaminski with the block. That's his second. But it's Tar Heel ball. Yeah, Leitner was a pretty good player. 10 for 10 from the field and 10 for 10 from the line. It adds up to a perfect performance. 5:15 to go. Carolina trails by 3. Dougherty. They don't like it. 14 to go on the shot clock. Smith is going to try to drive and draw the foul. Beyond the arc. Drives in. And Dawkins with the steal is third. Johnny Dawkins seals it for Duke. They'll walk it up. Snyder dribbles it across. They're going to the Vince Taylor in the key again. Pick and roll. Taylor. Perkins ties him up, and it's a jump ball. We don't do possession arrows here. I never liked that rule anyway. So Perkins and Taylor will jump. 4:38 to go. Regulation time. And the jump goes to Perkins. And so Carolina gets a fresh clock. Jordan. Foul line extended right. Will drive it. And he hits Dawkins. No call, but Jordan can't hit the layup. Wood picks up the rebound. They'll set it back up. Kenny Smith will try the outside shot. From the perimeter, pick and roll with Dougherty. Smith drives and lays it in for basket. 67-66. A 1-point game. Dawkins wants the 3 from outside. Denard to Dawkins. Long 3. Jordan blocked it. Second block for Jordan. Wood gets the rebound. And it's over to Smith. 3:31 to go. Everybody's open. But no one's in a good shot. Dougherty outside. Going to feed Jordan for the 3. Skips it back out. Jordan. Dawkins guarding a long 3. No. Rebound Jaminski. That's Jaminski's 4. 3:11 to go. Duke hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes. Snyder to Taylor in the corner. Jumper. No. Air ball. Out of bounds. And again, they tried to improvise, and you just can't do that. That's never a good sign in this game. So it's a 1-point Duke lead. 2:54. As far as timeouts go, Duke has 1, Carolina has 2. And so everybody's open, but they're going to work it inside of Dougherty for Carolina. In the paint, Kenny Denard with a quick steal. 2-on-2. Snyder and Denard for Duke. Denard in the paint. Off the glass. No! Perkins with the rebound. We play the fast break the other way. Perkins to Smith from Dougherty. Long 3. No, but Denard fouled him from the shooting. And it's an automatic 3 free throw shots for Kenny Smith. What a mistake for Duke. 2:25 to go. And Smith is an 80% free throw shooter. And so now Ferry and Banks are going to have to come in. First one from Kenny is good. He's got 5. We're tied at 67. The second one from Kenny Smith is good. Carolina leads 68-67. So Banks and Ferry, with 4 fouls, are in the game. Kenny Smith, the third one, is good. He hits all 3, and it's 69-67 North Carolina. And that's the last media timeout. 2:25 left. I'm going to take a drink. On what is now a snowy night in Burlington, Vermont. 2-point game. It's Carolina 69, Duke 67. The conclusion is you see that young lady skipping through the snow right after this. This is College Basketball Sunday on Retro Sports Network. I will tell you firsthand that the shortbread coffee from Dunkin' Donuts is not worth the price of admission. Just putting it out there. All right, so Duke trails by 2. They'll have the basketball. And Banks will inbound it far side. He's got a lot of people open. I'm going to try Banks inside, but he's got 4 fouls. Foul line extended left. Ferry to Banks in the lane. He goes into Wood, lays it up and in. And Banks is called for the offensive foul. And that's the night for Banks. My goodness. What a mistake. So David Henderson with 2 points and 4 boards and 2 assists comes in. Gene Banks, he only played 12 minutes. He had 2 points, no boards, and no assists. And Carolina leads by 2, 2:09 to go. So Carolina will run some clock. A lot of people are open, but pass it around. What the hell was that? 24 on the clock. Jordan outside is the call. Smith to Jordan. Open jumper. No. Jaminski gets the rebound. Duke can tie or take the lead. They can choose their poison. Snyder walks it across. 1:35 to go. They're going to ride the hot-handed Jaminski. He penetrates over Dougherty in the paint, but he took too much time. A shot clock violation. And Duke messes up again. 56 seconds left. Carolina ball. So 37 on the shot clock. 48 in the game. Carolina. They're going to work it into Perkins. Dawkins guarding. Screen and roll. Perkins. Jumper. Yeah, lays it up and in. So Duke needs to be quick. 39 seconds left. Snyder walks it up. 33 seconds left. This needs to be a quick shot. They're going to Ferry outside. By me. They haven't scored in 6 minutes. Dawkins. Jumper. No. Rebound Dougherty. 30 seconds left. And we call a timeout. "30 seconds, down by 4. They got to press. They got to foul. Tar Heels by 4. Wood can't find an open man, but he must have got it into somebody. They're going to work it into Perkins. That's the attempt. Over to Jordan. Over to Perkins. And Henderson fouls him. So Perkins will shoot two. 28 seconds to go. 71-67 Carolina. Duke led by as many as 9 in the second half. But they just made some dumb plays. Both teams have 16 turnovers. Perkins will try the first one. And it's good. 72-67, 28 seconds left. Second shot coming for Perkins. And he hits them both. So 73-67. Carolina, hit the button, is told not to foul. Duke has got to do something. Ferry's going to be open for the three from the corner. He needs to do something in a fast. Fires a three. No. Rebound Jordan. 19 seconds left. They'll run the break. Carolina, Snyder ties them up to commit the foul, and Kenny Smith will shoot two, and that should do it. Carolina is going to beat Duke at home. A good game. But in the end, Carolina had too much firepower. Kenny Smith hits the first, 74-67. Second shot coming up from Kenny Smith. He gets them both. He's got 9 in the game. 17 seconds left. They're going to try like hell to get something going into Jaminski with 11 seconds left. Snyder instead lays it up and in. Yes. 6 seconds left. It's not completely over yet. Can they even get a foul in there? Jordan bounds. He beat the press, and that's it. So Carolina has beaten Duke 75-69 in a good game here at Carmichael. And how about this? Sam Perkins, our player of the game, 19 points. He was 7-7 from the line, 6 of 8 from the field, had 4 rebounds. Kenny Smith had 9 assists, 7 turnovers. Jordan 0 for 5 from the floor, but they didn't need him. Can you imagine that? A Carolina win in that era, and you didn't need Michael Jordan? Mike Jaminski was our player of the game for Duke. He had 22 points, 10 of 13 from the field, 5 rebounds. But Banks and Ferry's foul trouble really hurt Duke. They shot 61%, but they made too many mistakes late in the game. They blew a 9-point lead to lose 75-69. And so that takes care of our college basketball doubleheader for today. I hope you enjoyed it. This one was really fun. And so we'll be back with the game next Saturday. Tomorrow, Cards and Dice Sunday. If you watched Al's one-set $1 million tennis challenge, well, we're going to have 2 matches for you tomorrow. $1 million for the winners of Rod Laver versus Roger Federer. And the other match, Serena Williams will face Margaret Court as we celebrate the Australian Open with a $1 million set challenge. And so we leave you with more poetic shots of a snowy downtown Burlington, Vermont on this Saturday afternoon. We hope that wherever you are, that you are safe and warm and comfortable. And we'll see you tomorrow. Well, let's go for a few seconds. And so for Retro Sports Network, I'm Ron Juckett. Be safe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching on this busy Saturday.